Okay, welcome everybody to the stream, and sorry for being a little late today, but I think it should be fine. And welcome to the stream, RonFat12, Ronnie Fadel, I guess. So welcome to the stream, great that you're here. And also Dragon Dust, hey, welcome too. And I want to thank first my new followers. I have some new followers that started following me, or one new follower between the streams, which was Holger Krupp. Thank you very much for following, really appreciate it. And today we're starting off, as we have done last week, I think twice already, with an app review, and this time we're going to review the app PodBuddy, and which is by the developer Ronnie Fadel. I hope that I'm kind of saying that name correctly, and he's here in the chat also, so feel free to ask me anything about that app, and we're going to have a look and review that app in a couple of minutes. And I also want to thank everyone for following me and supporting me also elsewhere, because we have reached in the last stream my goal to become Twitch affiliate. So I have 50 followers at least now, and I could turn that on, and I am now officially Twitch affiliate, which means that you as my viewers can now do a few more things in the chat. And what you can definitely check out and try out is the new feature with the channel points. So with every minute that you're watching, you're basically collecting channel points, and then you can use those channel points to do some interesting things. For example, the things I've set up already are sound alerts. So if you just click the icon below your chat, that circular thing, and we will see things like this as well. So Megan Wilson just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, subscription. This is, I think, actually my first subscription. This is another new feature that's only possible because I'm now Twitch affiliate, and she has subscribed. So thank you very much for your subscription. It's really appreciated. Very cool. So a good start for the stream with a subscription already. That's definitely a great thing. And that's one of the new features we have, but I don't expect hype. Yeah, thank you. I don't expect everyone to subscribe, of course. Although if you do have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free. And yeah, I don't know if I have a command for that. Let me try out. I think I have. So I have like a small overview how you can do that. You can subscribe for free, which supports me, of course. But also, I just want to have more interaction with my viewers, and for that, I'm really happy that you can now play sound alerts and everyone will hear them. And you can just use channel points. Just click the circular channel point button below or besides your chat, and then you can choose some sound alerts, like I have set up Pikachu. Let's try that out. See if it's playing. There you go. So a small alerts like that. In this case, Pikachu is like just a nice alert, but I have also set up some other alerts, like for example, imagine that we're building something and my tests are not passing or something like that. I have set up a Lord of the Rings alert for that. So things like that, and I just hope that this is going to make the stream a little more fun, a little more interactive. And you can also find even more sound alerts if you go in my About page. You can basically, as a subscriber, you can use additional alerts, but as a non-subscriber, you can also just use your channel points that you get by viewing. That's really fun, yeah. Thank you very much. We're loving that. Cool, but that's that for the affiliate, and I'm really appreciating everyone who's supporting me. But let's get to the app review itself with the review of Ronnie's app here. And for that, I'm going to quickly recap again what this review is about. So I'm trying to review apps from indie developers just to support them. That's like the whole idea of the review, to give them mostly a first user impression kind of input. So they know basically what a first time user might be using. So I have not used this app yet, using it the first time. I'm going to try to think loudly and basically tell you my thoughts that I would have when I would have installed the app for the first time. And I'm hoping that's going to be useful, and if I have some ideas how it can be improved in one or two places, we're going to look at that as well. And I have a few sections for that. So we're first going to check out the store page of the app, looking at the app icon, video screenshot, description, privacy stuff, availability, overall impression, kind of things like that. Then we're going to have the first app use. So I'm going to start the app and trying to figure out what the idea of the app is, and I will also basically have a focus on the guidance, if I'm being guided on the empty states, and also like, do I get interaction feedback, because I should always know as a user what the app is doing, more or less. And then at the first stage, we're going to try to explore more features in the app. So imagining that I have now decided this app is interesting, so I want to have a look at what else does it have, and then some more things to have a look at, like customizability, feedback, system integration, accessibility even, we will test that for a short, and error handling if there's anything involved. And last but not least, we're going to summarize everything by giving 1 to 3 stars on each of these different areas. And I'm going to also provide a certificate to the developer so they can share on social media. Great, so if you don't have any question, I would say let's get right started. Cool, so I have this app already installed. You can see it on my home screen here. So you should be seeing my iPhone, perfect. And I'm expecting this is something related to audio. I did have the problem that I can't really record the audio from the iPhone directly to any place and play it in the stream. And I tried to figure this out, so I hope it's going to work. I have basically now connected my phone, not via QuickTime, but directly to my Twitch stream via OBS Studio, which I'm using. So we're seeing the screen there, and therefore I'm not catching the audio, but somehow I'm still not sure if the audio is going to play properly. Boon, can you show the app? Yeah, I'm going to show the app in a couple of minutes. We're going to have a look in detail at the app. And the app is the one that you can see on the screen. This is the last one, called PodBuddy. And we're going to check the App Store page first. So this is going to be the first place we're going to have a look at. And if you want to check out the app, I also can write review here. So you get the link to the app to check it out in parallel. And you can also follow the developer on Twitter to make sure that, yeah, we support him. And yeah, with the audio, we'll see if that works, but let's get started. Thank you for following. Thank you for following Boon. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Okay, let's start the review. So I'm looking at the store page, and the first thing I always have a look at is the app icon. And as far as I can tell, the app icon definitely gives it an impression of being colorful. So that's my first impression. Let's just take some notes here. So definitely it's colorful, and I can see that there are like waves, so I can immediately, like, this also reminds me of icons that I have already seen from Apple being used. I might even think that this is an SF Symbols icon also, which looks very similar to this. So if I just look for audio, you can see there is, okay, there's no audio here, a wave. Okay, maybe it's not actually some SF Symbols icon, but here you can see, yeah, this is like the kind of wave that we're seeing there as well, and it reminds me directly on audio. So icon reminds me of audio right away. It's also a wave, like audio wave, obviously. So that's like what I think first, and overall I think the app icon definitely looks nice. And I guess also on home screens, it's very recognizable. So it has like a good contrast with the white and the background colors, and the background colors also are not too bright or something, so I can easily see them. So app icon definitely looks very nice. Oh, my first bit here. So so many firsts in this stream, having my first stream as a Twitch affiliate. And Joao Colisi, I hope that I'm saying that right. Hello, good morning. Yeah, thank you very much. How are you doing? Thank you for following. That's very kind of you. Okay, so yeah, that's the app icon. The app icon, I have no negative feedback. It's all really great. Then let's have a look at the title. PodBuddy podcast to video. Okay, PodBuddy already gives me a feeling of, okay, it is related to podcasts, I guess. I don't have any other thoughts that I have in mind when I hear the word pod, other than CocoaPods maybe. So CocoaPods is like a package manager basically for iOS developers, but probably like normal users wouldn't think about that. So pod, very much name implies related to podcasts. And then the next word is the word podcast. So it is already absolutely clear. This is somehow related to podcasts, and it makes your podcast to video. It already also states, title states the purpose, I would say, of the app. Or at least that's what I'm expecting the app will do, that is turning a podcast into a video. And I'm really curious to learn how that works, because a podcast is like an audio only thing. I'm good. How about you? I'm also great. Yeah, this is my first stream as a Twitch affiliate, so I'm really happy to doing this stream. I'm looking forward to helping more the community, also growing more with the channel. Let's see how everything goes. And we have a subtitle called Transform Audio into Video. Okay, this is basically repeating what already I can guess from the title. Although this doesn't focus on the podcast anymore, so it says any audio can be converted to video, which might be interesting there as well. Let's continue. The title will be the first thing I would have a look at, and then I would scroll down and have a look at the screenshots right away. And I would always look at the first and like the half of the second screenshot. So let's see what we can learn from them. Make waveform videos in seconds. And then I see like a screenshot. I can already tell that from the screenshot, it doesn't look colorful anymore. So the app icon was really colorful. Also the background here is blue. But the app, like the screenshot is all like white and black, which gives a clear contrast. At the same time, it doesn't get my attention right away. So I'm first reading the title, not looking at the image. But let's do that also. So we're seeing serial, we're seeing some audio wave there. The improvement associated, I'm assuming that this is a podcast. It was not absolutely clear to me right away that what we're seeing here is a podcast, but I'm assuming now that it's a podcast. And I can see some buttons below. I don't quite understand what they do, but a record button I can see, plus, no idea. I wouldn't have a more detailed look. I would just scroll further. Okay, so this is another podcast. Okay, I'm already seeing that every podcast has like a wave there at the bottom. So I can't really show you my mouse, but yeah, I can see a wave there. And I'm asking myself already if this is part of the app or is it part of the icon of the podcasts. Not really sure, but I'm guessing that it's part of the app features. And then there's a screenshot with a lot of words. So we have unlimited HD videos, gradients, progress bars, creation audio, edited font options. So we see some options for audio that could be interesting. So that's my impression from the screenshot, and there is no video. So no video provided. I think in this case, a video would be maybe useful to show off just what is meant by turning an audio into video, because turning an audio into video, so it is already related to video. So I'm having the feeling that a video preview here, what the app does, would be really, really helpful. And yeah, that's my first idea. I'll need to add a video for sure. Yeah, I know it's just a matter of time. You have to invest time to do that. But here it sounds like it's just the most obvious thing to have a video there. Cool. Let's continue. Next thing I would have a look at is the App Store description. And oh, let's write down screenshots. So screenshots. One thing I can recognize is the first two screenshots more or less look the same. And okay, the title, add images, stickers, progress bars, and more. Don't quite understand what this means. Images is clear. Maybe I have to be a podcaster to really understand what this is all related to. So I'm not a podcaster, although funny enough, yesterday actually I took part in my first podcast as a guest. I was interviewed in a podcast. Maybe I can also mention that. It's a German podcast though. It's called App Tagebuch. So shout out to these guys. appstoretagebuch.de, which is basically a podcast about developers, two developers making a podcast, much like Swift by Sandel or Stack Trace, if you know those, and more like Stack Trace. And I took part in that yesterday, so my first podcast experience also. And now I'm reviewing a podcast-related app. Okay, next, let's check the description. And the first thing I always read is just the excerpt that we can see here. So it's really important also to always check after you wrote your App Store description to make sure where it cuts off, so you make the first part already interesting. Boost your podcast social media reach by creating interactive video clips from audio content with waveforms that react to your audio. Okay, so it's about social media, so it helps me as a podcaster to market myself on social media, like on Twitter or something. And I can create interactive video. Interactive to me means that I can, as someone who's viewing that content, I can do something there. And I'm really curious how something can be interactive if it's a video, because a video for me is not interactive, but we will see. Maybe we can click things there or something. Interactive video clips from your audio content with waveforms that react to your audio. So it will just turn my audio into nice visual waveforms. Is that like what it does? That's my impression that I'm getting here. And I would click more here just to scroll down quickly to see if there is any keywords that I wanna understand what the app does. But I'm seeing, okay, there's a few things listed, so multiple features definitely. And the things that I actually read here is TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, okay, and have feedback, Euler, okay, nothing's very I would be interested in, so I will close this and just continue. That's like the App Store description. Images look nice, but first two kind of repetitive. Maybe show two different features. And the App Store description, first part, the excerpt is on point. The rest doesn't have a structure that makes me want to read or gives me more info quickly. So if you wanna, if you care about like teaching me more about what the app does, consider having some markdown like, or just with like sections or something like that, where you have titles that are kind of bigger somewhere somehow, or something like that, where you just make it look more title-y. So because that's what I would typically, when I skim through it, I would actually read the titles, and then if I'm interested in the titles topic, then I would read the text as well. And here I don't see many titles, so I wouldn't read that, even though it's short, so it's not that bad. But yeah, that's just me. Let's go to privacy. So we can see data not linked to you. It does collect some usage data, which is absolutely fine because you want to learn from users. And as it's not linked to me, it's anonymous data, and it's also just usage data. So that's really, really great. There is no issue with that at all. I can totally understand some analytics that you would want to do. So some anonymous data tracked on usage. And then I also always check the developer privacy policy, because this overview doesn't really give all the details you want to know. And the first thing I can recognize when I open this is that it's a simple, plain HTML view. So plain HTML website, no nice design, let's put it like that. Also too small by default on iPhone. I wouldn't be able to read this. I'm sure in the stream you can't also read it. I have to really make it bigger, or I have to actually probably go here and just make text larger, then we'll be able to read it. But anyways, one thing also that I recognize immediately, it's a long privacy policy. Well, let's see if we can still learn from it quickly. And what I really care about on privacy policies, I also wrote it here, is the privacy policy easy to understand? So can I quickly grasp what data is being collected and why? And I see that this is probably more like a law perspective privacy policy, where the developer makes sure that everything is correct in terms of law. But let's see if we can find out quickly what this is, what data we're collecting. This privacy note will refer to app services, table of contents. So all caps here for titles that are linked. I find it hard to read here for the links, so only for the links, not for the untitled there. How long, what information do we collect? There we go. In short, that's already great. So it's a long privacy policy, but there is a in short. Is it on every? Yeah, it looks like on every section, in every section. That's relevant. That's really great. So we collect personal information that you provide to us. Okay, obviously when I enter something, then we only share information with your consent to comply with laws, to provide services, etc. And I see like some trackers, legitimate interests, okay. How long do we keep? We keep it as long as necessary. In short, we aim to protect, in short, in some regions, okay. Yes, if you are a resident of California, you are going to... Okay, so there is a short section, everything else is like a basic privacy policy. Let's not go more into detail there. I would say it's definitely a good privacy policy overall. It could be improved with the text size and the formatting for mobile at least. And also it could be like the in short sections could be maybe summarized at the top. And then I don't have to scroll through and check every in short, something like that. So in shorts could be summarized at top. Well, let's continue with availability. So I want to know where this is available and in which languages. So I see languages English listed only. So I'm guessing this is not translated yet. Compatibility looks like iPhone, iPod, and Mac. So it works on Mac. Was tested with M1 actually, I guess, because it doesn't have the warning. It was not tested yet. And yeah, that's basically after for 50 megabytes, also small. So availability, English only. Obviously translating would help. And translating the app. And otherwise it's not available on the iPad. The question is, would I want to use this on the iPad? I could imagine that people who are really iPad users might want to use that on iPad as well. So iPad support missing could be added. But obviously, if this is a app that was released recently, I can totally understand if you focus on mobile first. And then also you have a Mac app. Is it like a native Mac app? Can you maybe tell? Is it a native Mac app that you've developed extra, or is it like the iPhone app just run via the M1 support? Looks like Mac OS 11 or later, and the Mac with Apple One chip. So it also supports Intel, I guess. So I'm guessing this is a real Mac app then. iPhone app on M1. Okay, I see. Cool. Yeah, then definitely also any app that becomes better, no Intel. Any app becomes better on a Mac if it basically also is available on the iPad, because it can use more the more available space on the iPad, and then that app automatically also could more or less be the same on the Mac. You could even use Catalyst if you wanted. You could also just use SwiftUI. I'm not sure which technology you're using. If it's SwiftUI, that's definitely something you could do. But iPad is missing. Overall impression on the store page, I would say it's kept simple. Simple, clear, and short. That's definitely positive sides. Other than that, some missing things overall, like the video would be really, really great here, and the description could be a little more detailed. So video plus description could be detailed. Cool, let's get to the first app use. So getting to the second section, and this means we're going to start the app, and this is actually going to be the first time I'm starting the app, so I have no idea what the app looks like. Let's see. Let's click it. And okay, the first thing I recognized is there is when you open the app, you come to some kind of home screen, and but I get something put on top of it. So I already have a navigation feeling of, okay, this what I'm seeing right now is not the actual app, which is great. And boom, telling me I haven't learned programming, I only have a computer. Can I learn to develop apps? What do you mean by computer? Do you have like a PC? So you have a computer with Windows? Is it with Linux? Is it, do you have a Mac? So Mac OS? And overall, learning to develop apps, you have to decide also what is your like use case, or what is your goal, your target audience. MacBook M1, that's great. In that case, you could go for in any direction. You could become an Android developer, an iOS developer, a Mac developer. Just Windows developing on Mac doesn't really work that well with the M1 at least, because the virtualizers, emulators, etc. on M1 are not that great yet. But to get started, if you're interested in iOS app development, what I can definitely recommend, iOS only, that's what you're interested in. Then I can recommend, I don't know, probably you already read about this, but Hacking with Swift is actually a really, really great resource. And this is created by someone called Paul Hudson. He's really, really amazing. And he has a totally free 100 days of SwiftUI. And that's what I would actually recommend if you want to get straight into iOS development, what you could do totally for free. So that's what I would recommend. There's also a lot of community around it. You can see many people taking the challenge of 100 days of SwiftUI, and they help each other. There's like a Discord, I guess, or Slack or something like that. So that's definitely a great way to get started, I would say. You have no experience at all. Okay, but back to the app. So we have some kind of onboarding experience here. Welcome to PodBuddy. Post creator, sharing, feedback. Okay, I wouldn't read the text. I just read the titles. In these cases, I'm guessing from the titles what the actual text probably contains. So I wouldn't read it actually. I would just click get started here, but it looks nice, definitely. And also the colorfulness from the app icon is also represented in the different icons, which I really like. Okay, this is the main screen. Okay, so the first feeling I have when I see this is, okay, this is kind of empty, so I have to do something. And at the same time, I'm seeing here a clear call to action stating pick a format, and I'm seeing different options I have. So my feeling first that I have is, okay, I have to choose something from this list now. The only problem, or problem in quotes, is that this is just at the top of the screen and a lot of the screen just looks empty. This might not be a problem at all, but it's just like the app, just looking at it right now, looks kind of empty at the moment. And I don't have the feeling, it depends on what your goal is, but I don't have the feeling that the app has many features, because if it had, then I would probably see some other features hinted on the screen as well. But this is definitely, and also it's not centered at the screen, so it could also just be centered. Also recommend, Megan Wilson says, also recommend 100 Days of SwiftUI, great resource and spends a good amount of time on the basics. True. Is there a 1 week fast track? No. You can search for it online, you can do whatever you want. There is no way to become a developer fast. That's actually the one thing, if you want to become a developer fast, just don't try to, even, because it's just not going to work. You're just going to be frustrated, because development is a lot of about I'm also preparing like an iOS course for this summer. It's far away still, but in that, one of the things that I definitely want to make clear is that a lot of development is actually just learning many different functions or frameworks and codes that other developers have provided to you. Because what you can't do as a developer is develop everything from the ground up. You have to lean on all the different frameworks that are out there. Otherwise, as a developer, at least as a lone developer, you can't do anything. So I'm leaning on SwiftUI, for example, when I develop apps on Xcode and all the features and the frameworks that Apple provides, and also the iOS community provides. And most of my time that I've invested to become an actual developer was learning all the different APIs, different functions that they provide. And that just takes time. There's so many frameworks, etc., that you learn over time. It just takes time, and if you want to get fast, it just doesn't work. Boone just cheered 100 bits. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. App development programming in general takes a bit of work to learn. Yeah, work, and also I always say it's consistency. You have to be consistent doing something again and again, because if you like do 1 week a lot and then 2 weeks nothing and then again 1 week a lot, you forget a lot of things in those 2 weeks. And it's not that you have to memorize many things as an iOS developer or something like that. You just have to be consistent in doing some portion every day, so you just make progress. Otherwise, you forget some basic ideas, and then the basic ideas you have to at first get into, and you have to at least be coding for half a year or something to never forget it ever. And then I think you're in a state like driving a car, you never forget it ever again. The basics. Consistency, yeah. Okay, let's get back to the app here. So yeah, I set some things here. Let's continue. So we have multiple options. I'm guessing story is Instagram post, square, landscape. Let's try square. Okay, pick an audio clip. Okay, this UI is definitely nice. I can already see the square there. It's clear to me. Okay, we're going to create something with a square, and at the same time, it's kind of grayed out. And I can, it's clear what I have to do. It's definitely absolutely clear. Podcast episode or import audio. Let's try podcast episode. Okay, so is this a search? This is like, is this like I'm creating a podcast in this app, or is this a search? It's not really clear to me from this screen. And maybe it's just the placeholder text. Maybe you just want to add like search for a podcast name, or just have a title. I mean, this screen also doesn't have a title. Maybe just podcast search or something like that, and it will be more clear. But I'm guessing that this is a search. So let's search for, yeah, do you have a suggestion what we should search for? Momoji1907 just subscribed. Thank you very much. Subscribe with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much for subscribing. It will much appreciated. And welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Any suggestion what we should search for here? I could search for Swift. Let's see what we get. So while I'm typing, I'm already getting results. That's definitely great. And I have a typo here. So yeah, that's nice. I can search for podcast online. It also looks nice. So I like the entries. They really look native. I press enter. They have this card feeling, and I already have the feeling when I click on them, they will probably react, and I will have chosen them. The podcast you participated on yesterday. Yeah, I could do that. Why not? App Tagebuch. It's German though, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a problem. But let's go for that. App Store Tagebuch. That's the name. Sorry. So okay, I can click on that, and then also I get a list of all the different episodes. I can also click on those. So let's just go for this one here. Oh, it's directly downloading the episode. Well, let me cancel actually. I want to have a first look into these things. So I see 29 episodes listed here. I see a date, and the date format is also, I think this is actually correct, because I have my device configured for region Germany, because I'm from Germany, but language English. And I think this is the right format. It's a shorter one for the region. So it looks like date formatter is being correct. But the time, like 1 hour, 11 minutes, 24 seconds for the first entry here, for example, and 0 minutes for this and 0 for this, that's kind of weird. But I'm not sure if that's an issue with the app itself, or if it's just the data, the metadata that the podcast provides, it's wrong. But yeah, the timer is a custom format, which is fine, but it's not immediately clear if this is 1 minute, 11 seconds, but probably it's 1 hour. It's fine, I guess. Let's try again. All those Taylor Swift podcasts, gotta subscribe to some of those. True, there are so many of them. And it's also like, on the Swift forums also, there are so many people called Taylor Swift. They just call themselves like that because it's funny. Okay. Wow, this is a nice UI. Okay, first thing I have in this UI is this doesn't look like a screen that I'm going to be on for a long time, or I want to be on for a long time, because it has this like popover feeling. It's like something that is on top of the actual UI, and I'm just used to it that way, that when I have something like this, it's just a short time interaction kind of UI. So we'll see if that's actually the case here, or if I'm going to be here for long. But if I'm going to be here for long, probably you should make a full screen. But let's see. I already like the cleanness of the UI. I also immediately have a feeling, and I'm also doing some audio and video stuff myself. And it reminds me also with those choosers that I have here. I'm guessing that I can swipe this around. Yeah, it reminds me of already common and known UI elements. Okay, so I can move this around. I can. Okay, what's the difference between the blue and the yellow? That's not clear to me yet. So that's something that I now have to figure out, and it would be perfect if there was on first usage, for example, when I first click on the blue one and I move it around, that at the bottom, for example, I just have a title that just says what this does. Just maybe on first usage, or maybe also long term. But the blue one is maybe the current play. Okay, you can't hear any audio. I can also not hear any audio. I'm not sure if I can do something here. Maybe we can try playing the audio on my HomePod here. No, still not hearing anything. Anyways, or are you hearing something and I'm not hearing? Maybe it's that way. Cool. Anyways, let me cut this to some portion of it. Can I swipe and zoom out? Oh, I can also do a pinch to zoom. That's also nice. I was expecting it. It's just kind of, I just had to guess. And also at the first, I don't know what the current zoom level was. You won't hear anything because OBS is taking it. I'm not sure if I even have any audio going to OBS. There's sound, I'd say, but it's volume down. Ah, okay, so you do hear something. That's interesting. Let me check. But there is no audio source that you could hear something from. That's very interesting. Anyways, I have selected the portion. My feedback was at first I cannot scroll to the right, probably because I have selected some portion already. But the first thing I want to do is I want to know the full length and what zoom size am I in right now. I can see 0 minutes and is this 1 minute or 1 hour? Also not clear. So below that, maybe just make sure if this is 1 minute or 1 hour. It's just not clear to me right now. I guess it's minute. Let me try to, okay, it's also hard to, let me try to, okay, I have my finger on the thing, and if I go to the right side, it doesn't automatically scroll. So I'm having problems here selecting the right part. I'm not sure if this is a bug or not. I heard something as well, I think. That's interesting. I will try out in the stream later, when the stream has finished, and just see what happened. But yeah, that's my feedback here. So not sure how to select the right part. I also, with the second finger, I can't scroll at the same time, and I can also not scroll further. I have to do this. Looks like I have to do it like that. Okay, that's like one thing that could be improved. Anyways, let's do... I can do it at the bottom too. So I do have an overview at the bottom. Okay, you see, because this thing was really big and it was basically the same thing as the bottom part, I had the feeling that's the main part I'm doing, or I have to do, or I can do, interact with as the top one. I didn't find out about the bottom one. So maybe you wanna put the bottom part at the top actually, or right below the part where I select. So they are, because things that are similar, they should be close to each other. And if it was right below it, then I would probably recognize more that I can do it right there or there. But if it's at the bottom of the screen, even below the play button, it's kind of not related anymore. Okay, now I cannot click done. I'm assuming that this doesn't work. It says pick another audio clip. Okay, I get the feedback that it doesn't work and I have to pick another audio clip, but I don't understand why. So I don't know if this is because it's too long, for example, or if this is because there is not enough waves there. No, tap on done. I can tap on done right now. It really looks grayed out to me. Let me try. Oh, this clip needs to be between 5 and 120 seconds. Okay, two feedback there. First, the done button looks disabled. I would never click that. I would just think like, okay, I don't know what to do, and I would just try out things. So maybe you just want to keep it on, always turned on, and just give the feedback when I click it. And second thing is the text disappears too quickly. So it's just, I don't know, 1 or 2 seconds, I guess 2 seconds. And yeah, I think it should be there for a little bit longer. You might even want to add the text somewhere like long term. So I just see it all the time in red or something like that. Megan Wilson, have you used the Overcast share clip editor? It might be something for inspiration on here. There's some ideas there. But let me make it shorter then. Let me see when the button will turn yellow again. Okay, there we go. And it does turn yellow right away, and this is nice. So while I'm swiping, it's already turning yellow. So let's do that. Let's click done. Now I have the podcast's image. I do have a waveform, and then the episode number. I guess that's automatic there. Let's click some things and see what else we can do. We can adjust the color. Oh, okay, the background color can be adjusted. As Momo G is here, let's try, we have blue here, let's try yellow as the background. Do we have yellow here? Oh, I can pick, okay, this is something, okay, I see. So the button that I see at the very left here is one where I can actually select colors, but I didn't quite get that right away because the different colors are used there as the border, and you can't really see. I can see it, but it's not really front and center that this is the color picker. So you might want to do the border at the middle, and at the outside you maybe just want to leave it white or some other color. So to make it more clear in some way that this is the color picker. Maybe just use that pipette icon there as well, somehow, inside of that or something like that. But yeah, I think a nice yellow here would do fine. Go to gradients. So Just from my feeling, this doesn't look very aligned. So you have these other colors here that I can select. And their circle is not aligned, horizontally centered with the other circles. Maybe it's just me, but I'm really I care about symmetry, so I wanted to have them aligned. And I would probably, because I see you have titles there below them, I would probably try to still keep the other things aligned with those circles in some way. And how you could do that, you could either you could give each color a name, or just put these circles at the top, and then you just have some empty space below them. They also don't look vertically centered overall, but I guess that's because there is like a stripe there. It's hard to see, but these circles are in a lighter stripe, and above the stripe there's like 5 to 8 pixels or something like that on top. Also, the icons I see at the bottom, for color, gradient, and texture, somehow they don't look the exact same size to me. They look very similar size, but the middle one looks a little smaller than the right one. And I guess that they do have the same size, but for icons, it's not only relevant like the outside size, it's also relevant how much content there is. The picker, the tint picker, I think the pipette is fine. Looks the same size, but because the pipette is filled, it has like a filled style, and also the texture has a filled style. Probably it's just the filled style that looks kind of off here, because the gradient doesn't. It looks like it's not the filled style; it's like the plain style. And I'm not sure if I can express myself here, and if you understand what I mean. But the second icon of gradient doesn't look consistent with the other two icons. And what's top and bottom actually? Oh, that's gradient. Now I get. Oh, okay. And I can go texture. So color, gradient, and texture. Why are they all looking the same? So I see changes happening in the middle part, but in the preview here, I can't tell the difference. What's the difference between these different textures? Is it because my colors that I've selected? Let's try something else. Let's go for bottom yellow, make the top blue. I don't see how this is a texture. It just looks like gradient with different different flows, like different I don't know, maybe different angles or so something. But I don't understand how this is related to texture. So either change the type texture to something else, or make the preview and also the background itself more textury. Texture is extra shadow on top. Ah, why is it called texture then? I'm maybe hard to see, you're right. Maybe you should just call it shadow, shadow style or something like that. Because texture, I'm not sure. With texture, I'm thinking of, for example, what are the words? Sometimes I have to translate things, so oops. I'm thinking about plate or lined and things like that. That's like kind of what I would expect as a texture, and that's not what it is. And also the color and gradient, they are like mutually exclusive, right? When I choose a color here, or is it a background color and the gradient is on top? I don't quite get how it works, because it looks like there is still a gradient there, or is it just a texture? Let's go back. Oh, okay, it's just a texture. So this is just one color, and this is, when I select this, it becomes. Also, do they influence each other? So when I select yellow, orange here, and I select green here, does the bottom stay orange? Yeah, okay, I see. They are kind of related. So I would maybe find it more interesting to have it grouped in a way, because one is about color and gradient is like an alternative kind of color, and the texture is on top of both of them. So yeah, maybe having some kind of hierarchy there, but maybe not too much. And also the icons at the bottom there, because they're just free icons and they don't have a large width or something, maybe just make them center. So they are horizontal centered, and also you could make them farther away from each other. You could even use a tab view here. I'm not sure, but yeah, no, probably not. Yeah, no, not a tab view. But definitely this view, custom view at the bottom, it works, but it needs some extra polish, like with the icons, their alignment, and also the naming of the texture. Gradient and color, I think, are clear. But for the gradient, I also don't get the icon. Like, what is the why do we have, like, this looks like a what's the, I'm having language problems here today. Yeah, cube. This looks like a cube to me, like a 3D cube with dots. I don't understand how this is related. It looks like something like this to me, this icon. I don't understand how this is related to gradient. So as a gradient, I would expect something else, some other icon that makes it more clear that it's a gradient. Okay, but let's try to finish this up. So I will go back to the single color and let's make it yellow again. And also when I select a color, one thing you might want to consider, fair points, thanks. You might want to consider, oh, I can see spectrum grid. That's also nice. A cool color chooser. I'm not sure if this is a system one, but if it's implemented by you, it's really nice. I like it. And yeah, one thing you could do here is, because this now, this view gets on top of the preview of what we're doing. It is live, so whatever I choose here, it applies immediately, but I can't see it. So maybe you want the background to scroll up somehow, and maybe even make it smaller so I can see it fully while I'm on the screen. And this looks like an icon too. Oh, it is an icon, so I can actually do something with it. That's cool. I can select like this. Oh, cool. Okay, there's this pipette icon. I was not immediately sure that I can click on that, so you might want to not just use a tint color for the icon, but also maybe use something like for the X. Behind the X, you have like this, yeah, this kind of grayish area, a grayish circle. You might want to use something like that as a background for the pipette icon as well. But yeah, it also works. Apple's component can't do much here. Okay, fair enough. So I also wonder, what is this eye icon at the top middle? So I will just press it. Let's see what happens. Okay, opens a full black screen. I don't understand what it does. You won't see anything because you're recording. Ah, you mean like it's a security feature from Apple, that it stops me seeing something there. What would I see there? Okay, we're going to skip it. Yeah, security feature. But what would I see there? Is it like, I don't know, does it open the camera or something? So that people don't create a screen recording. Okay, you'll see an animated preview of the view. Ah, okay, so it's like protecting yourself from, so it's just a preview of what we will get anyways. So how did I get here? Where did the okay. Okay, I don't know how I got here. I just wanted to click done button, but I clicked outside of the middle part and it brought me here. Also, I would like to change the color of this wave. So let me see if I can do that. The wave doesn't fit here. Yes, I can click. Okay, so I just had to guess it. It was not clear to me that I can click on anything here. Let me try everything now. Oh, I can move around everything. That's interesting. Okay, this was not clear to me. Maybe you want to make it clear that I can somehow interact with this. And how you could make that is when you first open that screen, you could highlight, like when I click something, you're adding like a thing around it. Maybe you want to just hint at that or just show it right away or something like that, so it's clear. So I can click on things. Move things around a bit. Let's make this. Ah, okay. This is the full title. So can I change? Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Now I have more icons here. I can change the font. That's nice. I can change a lot of things. Again, when I click on that, the icons at the bottom, they just don't look aligned. Specifically, the alignment button, for example, it has very much height. And then the size icon is just at the middle. So they don't look like they're consistent. And consistency for icons is definitely something that you could improve at the bottom there. And you can find a lot of topics online on how to make icons look consistent. Even though they might have the same size, they still don't look like the same size. And yeah, there's like icon weight and topics like that you can look up. These icons look more aligned on the right. I'm assuming they're all SF symbols icons, but this alignment one isn't. The font one, I'm not sure. The color one also looks high with more height, and the size one is really, really small. And because the size one and alignment one are side by side, they really have a big size contrast. Okay, I can, oops, how did I get there? A few changes here. Nice, let's change the color. Something more readable. Can I make this 2 lines? Guess I have to make it shorter. There we go. And where's the wave now? At the bottom, here we go. So the wave, I want to make it high, give it more height. It's possible. Nice, really cool. And let's change the color up. But the colors are not looking nice now. Obviously, you should select different colors if you're serious about making this. And let's make it bigger. Okay. And let's click plus. Let's see what we can do. Ah, we can add more text, audiogram, progress. What is progress? EasyFib subscribed at Tier 1. EasyFib, welcome. Irakli, how are you doing? Thank you very much for subscribing. This is really great. Thank you very much for your support. Happy that, yeah, you see the worth in this to subscribe. Hey, how are you doing? Okay, so this is a progress. Oh, we can make it look like a progress. What's the purpose of this? It's like when I'm playing and while I'm playing. That can be a pie. Nice. Circle. Circle looks nice. And oops. What else do we have? Move to front. Okay, there are layers. So if there are layers, I'm kind of, is there like a layer overview so I can see which object I have and which layer it has? Maybe it's too much for like an iPhone view. Try pinch to zoom. Let's actually go back to app preview. I'm trying pinch to zoom. You mean while selected? Ah, while selected I can pinch to zoom to make resize. Okay, that was also not clear to me. So I think onboarding on the screen could be useful. So think about everything that we can do here. Maybe you recognize that I didn't learn about, that I couldn't figure out, and try to provide some hints for these kinds of things. For example, for a pinch to zoom, you could also add like an icon at the top left corner of this rectangle, which just has this 2 arrows, like one in that direction kind of icon. Then it will be clear I can resize, and then I might actually also try out pinch to zoom. Cool. But this is like the thing that we have edited now. Let's just move this a little bit here and let's resize that as well. I can make it on top, move to front. There we go. Let's actually resize it to fill the whole screen. Okay, it doesn't look that nice. Anyways, so I can do some changes here. I can add some stuff here, even images. And then I guess I can also record. So I'm not going to click that now, but I'm assuming that just opens a recorder. Then I can share. Okay, clicking share. It doesn't open. That's the first thing I recognize. It doesn't open the share sheet. And I can share on Instagram, save the photos, or more. What else do we have? Generating video. Oh, this is a video. So it's going to, like, the audio, the waves are going to like move, and the progress bar is going to fill. Is it something like that? Is it the full audio basically playing just with the video? That's like, I'm guessing that's the full audio. It's also taking that much time. Please keep the app open. Generating video. Probably I selected a too long section here. Tap on an item first. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also great. How are you continuing with your, how are you making progress with your UIKit learning, Berkeley? How's it going? What is the thing that you've learned last? So while we're waiting here, let's try to fill out some things here. So the guidance. I can already say on the guidance that first thing was a like empty state. Let's put it in empty state. So empty state. Okay, I'll go back there in a second. Empty state exists with a call to action, which is great. Ooh, Gorhamaba subscribed with the Prime sub. Thank you very much. How are you doing? Wie geht's dir? Dankeschön. Okay, empty state exists with a call to action, and but the guidance missing guidance on I think we had the missing on editing screen mostly. Also partly, or basically also in the selector screen of the audio sequence. Then we have interaction feedback. So all buttons so far, as far as I can tell. How can I save this? Let's save it. I can copy the whole video. That's interesting. Let me try putting on Twitter. I can put it on. Can I preview this somehow? Not really. What will happen if I cancel? Is it gone? No. Okay, let's save to video. Cool, let's make the access. What's saving? Okay. Okay, can I play it here somehow? I like to see it, how this is going to. That's the eye icon, right? I'm just doing some courses, doing Stanford CS190p free. Yeah, that's definitely one that is very well known, and I've only watched the first episode because back when I was learning iOS development, I think it was not there yet. So, but that's definitely a good choice as well. So also as a tip for because who asked before? I think it was Boone. I think Boone was asking also, so how you can learn. There is also this Stanford CS193p. It's very, very famous, and it also gets updated over time, which is also a great way to learn it. But it's different from SwiftUI on hacking with Swift. This is more about like more university kind of view, more research kind of view, with more details. And more structured, I would say, in some ways, and less easy to continue, I guess. But it's also great. So it's just a different kind of method to learn this. It's also great. Let me post that link. There you go. It plays in preview, yeah, but because of screen recording, won't show up. Let me try. I have to. Let me quickly try if I can open it. Just a sec. I'll be just to be sure. Let me open it in my photos. Okay, so this is my Photos app. Big Batson, ahoy Jihad, sneakingly watching you during weekly meeting. Awesome, you made affiliate. Thank you very much. Thank you, Big Batson. So shout out to Big Batson. He also is streaming. He is streaming games mostly in German. So if you're interested in that, make sure to follow him. And thank you very much. So sneakily watching during, so you're working basically. But this is how the app looks like. The screen looks like, the video looks like when we are there. And this is what was exported. So the progress is filling. I can see that it's filling. And the audio is animating basically alongside. So I'm guessing if I had audio on, it would also have the audio. Thank you very much, Big Batson, for subscribing. You're so kind, very, very kind. Thank you very much. I have to give it back for sure. So thank you for that. So yeah, that's how it looks like. Let's get back to the app. Is there anything? So that's basically, I think the first app use is definitely already done. So interaction feedback, I wanted to check if there is like a press state for every button. So I am getting press state. It's always clear what is going to happen next. Press states are there, so press states are there. Then every action has a clear outcome. That's definitely great. Guidance was kind of missing, and I would say some icons not consistent with each other, and some not clear some wording or icon, some wording or icon, not really related to the action. I've already mentioned them where I had this issue. What else? So what other features do we have? Let's try to explore the app more. So we have this create, and I have gone back now, and I'm asking myself, where is my stuff gone? I guess, oh, okay, so in my project, I can see my projects, and I have the select button. I can select, and then I could delete, or I can duplicate. That's interesting. Cool. So I can preview usually the video, which doesn't work here. Then we have this, and please keep the, can I cancel this? Oops. Okay, I would like to have a cancel action here as well, because I just clicked it, the more button. It was not on purpose. Let me try to restart the app to see also how that goes. So project's still there. I can still go here. I can still adjust things. And I can click the question button at the top. Need help? Contact us. Write us a review. What happens when I click contact us? Oh, this is powered by Instabug. So it has Instabug integration. Can't cancel, I know. Yeah, no worries. No worries. You can add more features over time. This is like an early app review, and I can totally understand if your app is not perfect yet. And that's also part of the reason, especially as an indie, it's impossible to have like an early version, have already all the features you need. And it's also a good idea to iterate. So you start somewhere and you have a great app already, and you just improve step by step. And with this feedback, I hope you will also be able to know where to start. Report a bug. Okay, this is like just Instabug, so I know these features already, but it's great to report bugs. And that's about it. I don't see anything else I could do here. So there's no settings or something like that I could do. And customizability. So let's go through this list. I couldn't find a way to adjust app icon, so not app icon adjustment. And also no notification features. I'm not sure if there is, like this is just an example. There's no need for a notification feature here. But background export would be nice, then it would make sense to have a notification when it's ended, but that's also a pro feature. Customizability, no app icon. I also couldn't customize much here. Like, for example, can I reorder this? No, I can't. Okay. Feedback, how easy is bug reporting? Very easy. Just click question mark plus Instabug reporting. So Instabug has like really nice features, like you can record a video and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into details there, but for sure you have great bug reporting. And feature requests likewise. I can also, oh, that's writing a review. I can also request a feature by saying suggest improvement. Instabug reporting and feature requests. Does it ask for my email address there? Yeah, so I can communicate also. System integration. So let's try out if this has any widget features. So we're looking for PodBuddy. And no, it doesn't look like there's any widget feature functionality. Do we have like a shortcut here? Nope. And what else? We could also search for, so I have the podcast, I have my projects. Okay, the projects don't have a name, so there is nothing I could search for also. And last but not least, let's see if it appears in shortcuts. So if I just want to create like a new shortcut, I add an action, PodBuddy doesn't appear here, so also no shortcuts there, so no system integration yet. No widgets, no Siri shortcuts, no content search. I didn't try dark mode, let's try that. So let's switch over here. And that looks still the same to me, so no dark mode I would say. And landscape split mode, I'm not going to try on iPhone, it doesn't really matter. Let's continue with accessibility. So are dates properly formatted? So dates, use date formatter, times are custom, which should be fine, but let's also try if the view actually scales. Let's go to settings. Let's change the size here. Let's go to accessibility Display and text size, larger text. Let's just make it all large. See if the viewer reacts. So the tabs at the bottom, they don't seem to react. The text picker format, I also don't have the feeling that it reacts. Okay, this reacts, so this, although I'm not entirely sure if this is actually larger than before. Yeah, it is larger, so it does react. Does it work everywhere? Oops. Okay, the icon react. These icons at the bottom, they don't seem to react, I would say. But they are large enough, so they are probably fine. The text there. Yeah, they do react, but they are getting clipped. So, as I said already, if you have more space here, you should also use this space. And I guess if the larger text size is used, you should try to make these like also wider. But that's a detail. These text, story, post, square, landscape, they don't seem to react to text sizes. Oh, they do. Okay, they do react, but I think they're just too small. Given that the screen is all empty, I would just make them really, really large. And maybe you want to also just fill the whole screen with these tiles or something like that, so to make the screen look a little more filled. So that's that. And next we're going to try Voiceover. So I will turn on Voiceover while on the app. 3 presses. Okay. Can you hear something now? Because I'm not hearing anything. Can't hear. Okay, how can I solve this now? Let me see my iPhone. Doesn't have any options to turn audio on. Okay, I think I'm not going to be able to figure this out. Let's just see what elements I can choose, and what if this basically works from a navigation point of view. So I'm just swiping right and left here to select different parts here, and I can do these things. I can click. I can go back. How can I leave this? How can I cancel it? So I can't. Oh, I can. Okay. And providing this also works. I have to click cancel here. So in some screens, try turning silent mode off. I don't have silent mode on actually. It's already not in silent mode. Okay, let's try to select that. Can I do this in multi-selection? We have Voiceover. Swiping right. Select. Select. Looks like, yeah. I'll delete them. And I can also cancel here. Nice. I think Voiceover works. That's great. Turn it off again. Cool. Voiceover works. Dynamic. Type for the most part. Was there anything that didn't work? I think there's like, it does work. Works, but some clipping. Error handling. Can the app handle networking issues, etc.? We don't really have many features related to internet except for the search for podcasts. So if I just go here, say podcast episode, and in this screen, let's try out what happens if we have like, let's go to the settings, go to developer, developer settings, which is here. Let's just try network link conditioner and give it a 100% loss. Let's see what happens now. Let's search for Harry Potter. Loading, it's loading. Okay, I'm guessing that this is going to time out. Let's see what happens when this times out. And I hope it's not going to take me any longer than 30 seconds or something. Taking very long. Obviously we have 100% loss. I thought that if it's set to 100% loss, it should actually react relatively fast, but I guess it's not. Try with airplane mode on. Airplane mode on is not something I want to try. I want to test because if you're in airplane mode, basically you're not in this situation where when you're like on like the train or something where you have bad internet connection. If you have full airplane, the system knows that you don't have internet, and then it's obvious. But that's not the kind of error states that I'm looking for. So this is just loading forever. 60 seconds, we'll see. 60 seconds, yeah, there you go. So when it tries to search, it just stops and nothing happens, no content. If I continue to, it just starts again. This is fine, but it's not like the best case also. Let's try Edge. Harry Potter. At least you have a progress state, that's definitely great. And if it finds, it does continue and load the things. And you don't have a placeholder for the loading images as well, which is okay. Yeah, at least you can see that there is a background where it's going to be loading. But yeah. Monsieur B, hi here in the middle of a meeting, doesn't have sound on. Thank you very much for writing. Welcome. And enjoy your meeting. Okay, but that's the only thing I want to test. And you could have like a error state here that actually tells you that no internet connection or something like that. But overall, this works nice. So progress shown. Okay, let me try full offline. You said that you do have some handling there, so let's try Harry again. But this time, enable, and how can I turn it full off? Let's go for airplane mode. Probably easiest. Harry Potter. Why does it work? Ah, because Wi-Fi is still on. Why is Wi-Fi still on? Oh, it's just showing because of the screen recording. Let's try Swift. Still working. Okay, I don't know. Probably I have to turn off the network link conditioner. Hey, Monsieur B. Hey, you. Wi-Fi still on. How's it? It's not looking like it's on. Now it's off, right? Let's turn this off as well. Swift by Sundell. Nothing happening here. So also, if you don't have any matches, is it also just empty here? So maybe you want to work on this no results state. And also now it should actually show like no network or something like that. So I would say it's missing right now. I would say no results. Let's try it out. I do have it on again. This is weird. Weird. Let's reopen this. Weird. Nothing working now. Turn this off. Weird. Now it works. And if there's no results, like for just clicking wild, no results. Okay, nice. There is no result screen. Maybe you need something like a no network screen. Progress shown, no results shown, but no request failed or something like that on timeout. Cool, that's error handling. And that is basically the things I wanted to test in the app. And let's get to the rating part to close off and finalize this app review. Oh, Monsieur B subscribing, thank you very much, so kind of you. Thank you very much for subscribing, it's really much appreciated. I really have to give these things back to you, so thank you very much. Also shout out to both Monsieur B, Dragon Dust also, and also to Megan. They're all streaming also, so if you follow me and if you're interested in iOS development, make sure to follow them as well. So you can find them in the chat, they are writing, and make sure to follow them as well. They're really also creating great content. Okay, we do have PodBuddy, and let's get to the ratings. So let's start with accessibility. Accessibility for me is about localization, about legibility, are things readable, voiceover. So voiceover mostly worked. Dynamic type also was mostly working, and localization is just English provided right now. The legibility, I would say mostly it's there, but like especially in this very first screen here, the texts for story, post, squares, landscape, etc. could be larger. So some improvements that are possible here, so I'm giving it 2 stars. Next is customization. Dragon Dust, thank you, and Monsieur B also thank you. Yeah, make sure to follow them. Burhan Baba, selam, kolay gelsin, teşekkür ederim. He's wishing me good luck. Thank you very much. Customization, colors, app icon, and notification. So we already saw that I can't change the colors in the app. I can't change the app icons. There's also not much settings overall. Yeah, there's not much customization I can actually do, but I can customize the video I'm creating. I can customize a lot there actually. So feature-wise, it has a lot of customization, but that I think more goes into the value delivery. So here I would say the app customization itself is currently at 1 star. Then we have design, colors, navigation, icons, consistency. So platform fit, this definitely looks very natural on iOS. Some things are not consistent. I have mentioned some icons where you could have more consistency on their size and also their weight feeling. And then we have the icons themselves. They sometimes are not really clear what they mean. Sometimes they are really clear, but there could be some improvement. Overall, it's not that bad though. Navigation, I think navigation is really great. It's really, really simple. It's really, really easy. Only thing is here at the very top screen, the create and the my projects, I'm not sure if they should be tabs, because actually you're just looking at one type of content, and this create thing is just an action to create a new entry. So if I was just having this screen, and if I just had a plus button somewhere here, or maybe just like at the top I have what I have here at the top, I just have it at the top here, it could all be in one screen. So I don't really see the point of having 2 tabs here, to be honest. And that's like the one thing that I would say is could be improved on navigation as well. And colors I think are totally fine. So this app has nice colors. It has sometimes it's colorful, and then I see the interaction color. So the main color here is blue. Boone creating a nice icon there. Wow, you created a long cat there. That's looking really nice. And otherwise it's like black and white mostly, which is fine, but at the same time not really sure. You have this contrast of being colorful on one side and not being at all colorful on the other side, which I don't know, you could play around with that, but I don't see it really consistently used, so I'm not really sure. Also with the App Store screenshots we saw the same thing. Maybe you want to decide for one way, so either more gray scale or more colorful. And as on all levels you could improve, but on all levels you have some things. I will giving 2 stars here overall. Feedback, bug reporting, really simple. The feature request, really simple. User forum, it's not there, but absolutely not really. I would say feedback currently is really, really simple, really easy and nice. I would give it 3 stars, but one small hint, the question mark icon doesn't immediately tell me that that's the place where I'm going to be able to give feedback. So you might want to either have a more general button, like something that hints into more or something like that, or settings, and then use that. But that's related to design, again, an icon issue. So the feedback itself is great. Onboarding, store, so the the App Store and the guide we had when we started the app for the first time, we did have some hint there. The empty states, I think the empty states are really strong here. They're there. The problem statement, I think this is very, very clear. So it's clear from the start, from the App Store, what this app is about, and the whole app is optimized for this one thing that the app does, and this is really, really great. But one thing I'm missing is the guide. So I would need the guide to know what kind of options I have when I use the app, and I was kind of missing that. So I would give here 2 stars. So good in many places, but some improvements, especially on the onboarding needed. Privacy, so we saw that data economy, so not much data collected, and all data that is collected is not is anonymous, so no issues there. And transparency, so it could have been more transparent. Also the website could be more nice, so I can read it on an iPhone actually. And the short excerpts could be at the top of the site, so I don't have to scroll and through there and look at these things. So for these things to be improved, I'm giving 2 stars, but otherwise it's really great. Next is reliability. So we have performance, stability, bug free. So performance wise, it was converting at some point, and at that point the conversion, I did see a progress, I think. So I did see a progress, so that's great. Stability, I didn't see any crashes, so that's fine. Bugs, I don't think we found bugs so far. We just found, I would say, like UX bugs, as far as I wouldn't know some features, or I wouldn't be able to understand some things. but otherwise it's not really buggy. Just some features could be improved, like when we scroll on the audio clip selector, I couldn't scroll to the right. That's not a bug though, that's like just a UX issue. And offline mode, it was, I think it is working fully offline once the podcast is downloaded. So I'm giving 3 stars here. I think this is really great. Simplicity, intuitivity, focused, convenience. It's very focused, so this app is so clear about what it is. It would be even more focused if like these 2 tabs weren't there. It would be just one tab, but it's absolutely doing one job, and it's really doing that great. Convenience, yeah, the app is really so if there was widget support or something like that, it would be even better, but that's more integration. But otherwise it's really convenient. Is it intuitive? I think that's also partly it's guide. You're missing a guide at the first usage, like how I do things, but the empty state somehow saves that. But what I'm missing is it for it to be more intuitive. When I enter like editing screens or things like that, that I have like a I don't know, more hints what I can do. Maybe you automatically, as I said, select some things, so it's clear to me it's editable. Or when I select an object, that you have some icons that do the same things, like some gestures. For example, if I have a pinch to zoom gesture, there should be additionally an icon, which is also great for accessibility, to make the app more accessible. So some things could be improved there on the intuitiveness. Otherwise, it's definitely great, and I'm giving 2 stars overall. System integration, widgets was missing, shortcuts missing, content search. So far, like no system integration as far as I can see that was done. So I would give 1 star here for now. Value delivery. So the whole idea, the concept, and the attention to detail, how it works. I find I'm actually kind of I really like that there's like a progress, that there is this animation, and I didn't expect so much editing capability. So I can do many editing things. Obviously it's not as much as Photoshop or something like that, but I could import an image, right? There is an image import feature, so I could do some things in Photoshop as well, import them here and stitch it together, make it a video. So I think it really has a really great value. The idea is also great, so you can share your like clips from your podcasts on social media. I think that's a really useful thing, and I can imagine actually using this also ourselves for the podcast that we have recorded yesterday. And I think it's really great, and the attention to detail is also there. And you have, look, again in editing things, you have a picker, you have color picker, you have text size changes, and a lot of things there, like fonts even. I think there is a lot of attention to detail as well. And from my side, value delivery is really on point here, so I'm giving 3 stars. Last but not least, extra category, excitement. So interaction, feedback, graphics, sound, sound effects. I couldn't hear anything, so I'm not sure if there was any sound effects. I'm guessing not really. The graphics looks really nice, so I like that it's very simple. It's also using like I think it's SF Pro Rounded, right? What you're using for my projects here as well for the title. I would say that there could be more like drawn images to hint at some places what I can do there, or for empty states and things like that. That could add more excitement to using the app. And otherwise, again, I don't know about the sound effects, but overall the interaction feedback is really clear. So I think there is room for improvement, but it's also not that bad. So it's definitely 2 stars, I would say here. And that leads us to 23 of 30 points overall, which is really a great rating. So that's my rating overall, and that's my app review. So I hope this was kind of useful to you, and thank you again. Let me write in the chat again the link to your app so everyone can check out your app. And I will make sure to leave a review if I can after the stream. So everyone also please check out the app and leave a nice review, give a 5-star rating, and yeah, also shout out to the developers. So please follow them on Twitter, and that's that. Yeah, thank you very much. I hope this was useful. Nice. Now we're going to get into the second part of the stream, and I will quickly summarize what we're going to do, and then I have to make a small break to stand up and stretch a little bit. But yeah, let's get to the focus timer. So we're working on a focus timer, which is open source also. You can find it, so let me write it here also with project. That's the next thing we're going to work on. And it's open source. And I just want to create these features, a Pomodoro kind of timer. I want to have multiple categories, so I can, for example, work on a specific project, and for each project have different task types, like working on design, working on coding, etc. I want to have some kind of reflection at the end where I can summarize what I've done, and also write down the problems or blockers I had there, the learnings that I had during that session, and also some next steps. So next time when I start the same topic again, I can just look up on the same topic I worked on last time and just know, okay, this is where I have to continue. Then we want to have some history so we can see some extra like what I've done over time, and statistics. Obviously, that's basically the whole idea. Signing out. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining in, Ronnie. So yeah, have a nice day. See you around. So that's the feature set basically, to summarize it. And last time, let's get back to the session summary, what we're doing. Last time we did basically this. This was Open Focus Timer Part 5. And I believe I have actually the wrong title here today. No, it is Part 6, so it is all right. And today we're going to have Part 6. So what did we do? We fixed the UI issue by fixing issues where in SwiftUI, our UI was not refreshing when we refreshed our data, and we fixed that connection. Then we fixed the timer feature. It didn't work. It was basically related to that. Then we collected some ideas and inspiration on what the app icon might look like, and you can already see it. Loading the running timer from the database was also fixed. And then we designed the very first iteration of the app icon. And this is by far not final, but I just like to repeat that it's sometimes good to just get started and have something that you can like iterate on over time. And I personally like to not invest too much time, because I'm not a designer. I'm not really good as a designer, and especially I'm very slow as a designer. I like to not invest too much time into design in one stage, because then I can like work for 10 hours on design. Instead, I like invest half an hour on one session on design. Then I keep that, whatever is the outcome there, I keep that, and then I rethink things, because then I can sleep over it and I can have more ideas, maybe what I can do, and therefore I can then improve it in a overall smaller amount of time, because my brain is thinking in between those sessions. And this is the very first iteration we have, and we will definitely work on it again. We also changed the accent color. The problems we had, Xcode was hanging, so we had to force quit it once. And the Mac app icon was not showing, so I had to clean build. Also, we have another issue with the Mac app icon. It really looks ugly, so we have in next steps, we want to crop the app icon on Mac OS so it looks nice. It's just a square here right now, you'll see. And next up, we want to add a reflection screen with a summary of the session and connect the reflection. Oh, let me actually disconnect my iPhone here. We don't need it anymore. And we want to connect the reflection screen. So the reflection screen is where we do basically this kind of summary. And that's the next feature we're going to probably start today. So let's copy that text and let's create a new summary document for today. So this is Open Focus Timer Part 6. And let's just put them here. And yeah, now I'm going to take a small break, so I'll be back in probably 2 minutes or so, just taking a stretch and getting some fresh air, and we'll see each other in shortly. Okay. And here we go, I'm back, and we can now actually start the Open Focus Timer work. So to get started, let's open the project and just have a look what it looks like right now. Opened. And we want to first run the macOS app actually, because I want to show you how the app icon looks right now, just from its shape, and what we want to fix first. So let's go for the macOS app. Run now. Oh wait. Somehow select. There we go. Now let's run it. last time the app icon was just like a, there you go. You can see like this is the current state of the app. We can let it try a timer run and store it to the database, but this icon really it's not yeah, shaped correctly, and we want to fix that. And I've actually not designed many or wrote many Mac apps, so I don't remember how that works, so let's look it up. macOS app icon template. Probably that's what we need. Let's read to the design guideline here. New update. Embrace simplicity. The reason I think why this is not being cut on macOS is because, for example, on the Xcode icon, you can see it's going above and beyond this shape, which is like where it's cut off on iOS automatically. Monsieur B, Friday afternoon meetings should be forbidden by law. This one is so boring. Death by PowerPoint. Yeah, I have a long story with Friday afternoon meetings as well in my previous company, where I actually also, there was actually like a monthly there, and it was Friday at 4 p.m. and I really hated that timing, and I said it multiple times and nothing changed. So that was one of the reasons actually I quit earlier than I had planned. And yeah, I can understand, I can totally relate to that. I agree, I have a meeting from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. today and I hate it. Exactly. There should be really a law to forbid it after 2 p.m. or something like that. Or 3 p.m. Let's say 3 p.m. is like the latest. It can start at 2 p.m. until 3 p.m. That's like my opinion there. Or you just do it like I think some companies, IT companies are doing, where on Fridays there's no normal work. You just do free work there, like open source work on Fridays, and then problem solved. Monsieur B, oh gosh, this is really not fair. Okay, so yeah, it also says that the macOS icon can have more details. I think we just need a template here, and there we go. This is exactly what we need. Let's try to download this. As a sizes, isn't there a template linked here? Template. There we go. The template includes macOS 11 icon. Okay, we have sketch templates, Photoshop. I hope that sketch can be downloaded, can be opened by Figma, because we're going to use Figma. Let's open our Figma project. Also, we are a remote company, so this means that some people are an hour ahead of time. So that's 5 to 6 for them, and I really think that's not fair. So true. We also had many people working from India, Pakistan, so in Indian Standard Time, which is 3.5 hours or 4.5 hours even in the future. And they also like in my team, I had also someone working from there, and I just said, yeah, you don't have to be there. We also recorded the meeting, and those people in that time zone, they just watched it on the Monday. So I tried to find a workaround for that, but totally true. Okay, this is our Focus Timer app icon, but I don't see anything here. There we go. And I want to add it at the template we have just downloaded, which is in a, okay. This is interesting. Do I have to install it somehow? Here's the sketch. No preview. This is touch bar, this is app. Okay, I guess this is the right one. Let's just try to add it like that. And it does work. And we can just open it here and then copy. Okay. Let's make this full screen. All fonts are available. Why are they not available? I'm on a Mac. Seriously? Anyways, we don't have any fonts here. Okay, this is the shape that we need. This 20, yeah, this is 124. Let's just copy. There we go. This could be our macOS app. And I'm just going to copy this. Just happened. I want to copy it. There we go. Retain some. If I can grid. kind of thing is that? This is an image placeholder or something. Is this just helper lines or something like that? So I have to do the rounding myself. You need the font connector for Figma, at least on the website you do. I'm not sure about in the app. I am in the app, but font connector, let's install that. Font connector Figma. Native app, no control. Access local fonts on your computer. Yeah, Figma, that's the downside of Figma. I actually also prefer Sketch, but as I said last stream, it's not free. And also I want to provide in this stream specifically content that is also easy to use for free, for starters mostly. So I'm trying to use Figma because you can use it for free, unlike Sketch. You can use this feature. How to install and remove fonts. I think I have done this, but maybe I have only done this on my other account here, and maybe I have to do it multiple places. Install fonts. Open font book. You can use font preferences. Available to other user on your Mac. Anyways, I'm going to check this later. We don't need it right now, so let's focus on what we need to do. I will try to fix it. But it looks like I wanna actually apply this shape, this rounding corner, without having to round it myself, because I think that's not going to look the same. I want to apply it to our icon, but somehow it's not possible. So let me, okay. Now let me oops. Why am I want to select the app icon. The grid is really confusing me. Oh, it's not resizing. I think I have to, let me create a symbol actually. So convert this grid can stay outside. This icon we don't need. And I will convert this into a symbol. Where's the button for making this a symbol? Yeah, component. It's called component. I'm mixing up terminology between Sketch and Figma. Same thing, different name. So this is now a component, and now I can add a component here, and then I should be able to resize easily. Not working because the resizing rules here are not set properly. So I want to have all the shape here. How can I set it to resize? Okay, I make it scale. I guess that this is going to fix it. This also scale. It's not visible, but let's make it scale as well. Now it should scale. There we go. And I want to make it this full inside size, and then I could just go for this here. I could round the corners so it looks more or less like the actual icon. I think there's going to be differences, but there are no, it actually looks quite exactly the same. Well, probably we can just go for this then. 178. Let's make it pixel perfect. So actually not really. I think this is looking good. So this is now our size, and then we can hide this guide, and this is now our new Mac app icon. Although I think we need to keep the outer spacing area. If I can share a designer advice, the contrast is too low right now. People with color sight issue are not going to see your icon well. I know. Actually, when I check for contrast, I use luminance. So I'm a big fan of the lab luminance, because the luminance gives you the actual contrast, like as far as I know. And I don't really care about contrast, things like that, because I'm not going to ship this way. It's just for me, so I have some icon. But you're right, we have to change the colors, absolutely, and I will definitely make sure. Especially gradient between green and blue is going to be one gray background. Possibly, yeah. Yeah, sure. I will make sure that I check this. This is not final in any way. This also just looks ugly in every regard. And we could fix it like make it a little better by just adding, let's make it here. To give more contrast, I will just add a new rectangle and just make everything background lighter. Okay, white. And something like this. Although this doesn't really help. Let's add a shadow here as well. Make this one group. I didn't want to invest much time on the design now, but let's do some simple things here. Drop shadow. Let's make it drop just to the bottom, but more. And let's make it 100%. Ah, it's too much. %. And let's blur it much more. A little more contrast there. Anyways, I'm not going to invest much more time, but thank you definitely for your suggestions. And I'm going to re-enable this because we want to keep the whole size here of this thing larger. We just want to keep this inside here. So I will create an artboard that has, I guess, this size. Or is it this whole thing? The whole thing. Oops. Okay, I've made a mistake. Let's start off. Let's do it right. Now, we could basically export this artboard, which has the app icon grid in it as well. But I'm guessing that this is too much. I'm guessing that it's the inside one that we have to use. But let's try out. Give it a nice name. App icon macOS. And here we had app icon, just app icon. And let me export this on my desktop. And then I'm going to use the asset catalog creator that I've used previously. This is actually not free, but I bought it for $5 or something quite some time ago. And it's white background. Make it transparent. No. Let's export it again. Now this should be transparent. And we might want to give it some border later, but let's keep it like this for now. And macOS. What happens if I use a universal? Does it use macOS as well? App icon. Pad Mac. It does it in every size. No, it's just an image asset, not an app icon. So we have to stick with the macOS app icon, and let's create the asset catalog. Now I can basically copy these items and just override the ones in the app. I think the easy way is just to open the asset catalog, app assets, just show this in Finder, and just copy in those ones and replace all. Now I should have for the Mac versions this new version, except for this one, which we can fix as well by just copying this. And, or actually let's move it in there properly, but with the right name. So this thing is called icon underscore, make it 124 to 124 .png. And now let's move it over. Okay, drag and drop doesn't work here. And also, due to the contrast changes we made, we can actually also create a new iOS app icon. in this case. Hi, is it more, is your screen too wide that we can't see the right part of the app? The right part of the app? Is anything cut off? Oh, something is cut. Something has changed here. You are right. It's not you, it's actually something's got broken in my setup here. Let me fix that quickly. Display capture. Yeah, my whole thing has resized. I wonder why, but I can fix that. Thank you, Holger, for that hint. So I was streaming all the time with this not fixed, but it was not an issue with the app review. So thank you very much, Holger, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing? Holger, by the way, is one of the people that we recorded the podcast I've already mentioned from yesterday. So yeah, thank you also again for the invitation there. And we actually mentioned the podcast here. So let me also share the link to the podcast. App Store Tagebuch. Anyone who's interested, so who's a developer and then speaks German, might be interested in that as well. There you go. Much better. Yeah, true. Okay, sorry for that, and let's continue by, yeah, I wanted to export also this other icon again, because we have changed the color a little bit. And in this case, we're going to create an iOS icon. The asset can, oh, wait, let's just first delete the ones here. Is it the wrong? I think it's the wrong one here. Yeah, this is the one. I'll delete. Create the asset catalog. And now this should have the ones that we need. Let's just copy them and we'll write them here. And now we should have in Xcode. Where's Xcode? Oh, I made it smaller. So now we should have all the icons changed here. Let's try out what the Mac app icon looks like now. Is it too small? I'm fearing it's too small. And it doesn't update here, so I have to somehow... That was the same issue we had last time. I'm not sure how often I have to... Oh god, let me make a clean build. That helps. Nope, doesn't help. But we had this learning last time as well. I had to actually delete the derived data folder, otherwise it didn't work. Let's close Xcode. Delete this. And let's open Xcode again. Hope the icon will now refresh properly. It's built, and we have to resolve, and we can also update all the packages in the meantime. How was your day, Holger? How was your work day? I see many other people in the chat had a lot of meetings today. Did you also have a lot of meetings today? Okay, let's build now. I think the packages are resolved. A clean build always takes a little more time than normal builds are meant to. The workday is fine, some meetings, one more to come. Is it also true for you that you have more meetings on Fridays? And do you also agree with us that there should be like a law that forbids meetings on Friday afternoons, at least like after 3 p.m. or something? It should count already half as a weekend. And we can see the app icon is definitely looking nicer or smaller. Does it have around the same size? I think it has the right size, more or less. So I think that we can keep this as the first initial temporary icon. Again, this is ugly and a lot of issues, but we just want to have something nicer than nothing. Let's check the changes. All icons changed here. And fix. macOS app icon by applying shape plus improve contrast a little bit, or just say improve contrast. Go. I just have a 30-minute break. Usually I have less meetings on Fridays, but when I have meetings on Friday afternoons, it is usually with my French colleagues and not with the Germans. With your French colleagues. So French colleagues, I mean, they do have the same time zone, right? So they should, for them, it should be as late as it is for us, I guess. Is it like a cultural French thing to have a lot of meetings on the afternoons? I don't know. Maybe that's something. Okay, so that was the app icon refresh, and we have this summary here. We wanted to crop the app icon on macOS to look nice, and that's exactly what we just did now. So let's add it here. And plus we improved the contrast a little bit. Next up, the next feature we wanted to work on is a reflection screen. I just noticed that I forgot to start the timer. Not too bad. Anyways, now we have a timer running for 25 minutes. French people, no, it's not culture. He's just working with weird people. Okay, yeah, nothing to do about that. Everybody has that sometimes. Add a reflection screen with a summary of the session. So let's get back to what this reflection screen is supposed to do. And we're going to work on the UI first. So getting back to our idea of the focus timer is I want to have a reflection screen at the end of a session, or maybe also during the session, which I can, let me delete these, which I can, so I can enter data while I'm in the session, while working on it. But mostly it should be like shown to me, presented to me at the end of the screen, the session. And I want to have some kind of free text field or some list I can do where I can just summarize what I've been working on. Then I want to be able to provide problems and blockers, the learnings, and the next step. So we have 4 different sections, and each of them I want to have like a list kind of feature. And if we just go back to our summary here, this is exactly what I want to have more or less as a, like how I input stuff in there in that view. And yeah, we're going to try that now and see how far we come, as we have just 1 hour left. The app review today took longer than expected, especially with me starting later and so many people subscribing actually, which was really great. Becoming Twitch affiliate on the first day, they wanted to support me, I guess. It was really amazing. And so we are trying this. Let's get to the development part. I'm going to start off with creating just a new component, because we will need, we will want to have an extra feature for that. So I'm going to create here actually a new package. Let's start by mentioning the package here. What are we going to call it? Maybe we just create the folder first. So we are going to work on a reflection screen, summary screen. I think reflection is the word that we have already. Maybe we just call it reflection feature. Maybe we rename it later to reflection entry or something like that, but let's start with reflection. And now we can also add it here. Applying again, for those who don't know, what we are doing here is we're using the Swift modularity style presented by Point 3. I'm kind of repeating this for those watching this on YouTube, but I have a lot of new joiners, so on Point 3 you can find in there one of their latest videos actually. So if I just go here, they have a free video on the modularization, which I think is an amazing video, and this is what we're applying here. So let me add that here in the chat. If you're interested in that, check that out. And then we have model timer feature, and we are adding a new feature here. So let's just go add a new target. Give it the name reflection feature. We don't need any dependencies. Or do we do need dependencies, but we won't need anything else here. So I think we can delete everything else. And the dependencies, we will definitely need to depend on resources and utility. I think those are things we're going to always depend on. And we can see this already here. Let's just copy it. Oh, I copied model, but we will probably need model as well. So let's keep that as well, because we're going to store data into core data and we have it in our model package. And everything else we can import as we need. So that's that. Let's add a first Swift file. And we are going to design a view first. So I will just add a view for now. Go with SwiftUI view. Let's just call it reflection view. Okay, I could have probably just refactored this. Doesn't work. Okay, let's use the shortcut instead. Reflection view. Let's switch our target to the reflection view feature. And somehow it's not. Okay, something is wrong with our package Swift file. Why this is not showing properly? So we probably forgot a comma here. Now it looks better. Let's go to reflection view, and I'm going to switch to the reflection feature, which is not showing yet. Feature, we do have a Swift file. It should actually show now. What's wrong with this? It's a target. Ah, we had to add it as a library here. Unmute feeling finally over. Meeting finally over. Nice. So what time do we have? Yeah, that's around the time where my Friday meeting used to start. And then it went like for 2 hours and sometimes even longer. And yeah, that was not fun. And there is someone in the chat who's, I think, right now in exactly that meeting from my previous company. Okay, we're creating the reflection feature. Target is reflection feature. Now it should show there. And I like to keep this ordered by alphabet, so I think this is right. Now we should have a target called reflection. Not working. I think again something broken here. Yeah, typo. Now it should be better. I hope that there's going to be some way of having a UI here for this package.swift file. Either some tool that does just visualize a package.swift file, maybe also aware of the modularization by point 3, or it's just an Xcode feature. That will be really amazing. Now switching to the reflection. Here, there we go. Now we should be able to build this, and I hope that the preview is going to work. Forgot to rename it as well. Find out if the preview works. Okay, we're getting these errors. As always, previews never really used to work, but it's not a problem. Nope, that meeting is next week. Okay, I see. Then it's a different meeting that Big Batson is in right now. Cool. We have the reflection view. I want to create a view here, and how are we going to look at them? So to see this view, because SwiftUI previews are not working, I'm going to actually add it to the app in some place. And I think the easiest place is to just go to the app entry point and just in this vstack add another if-let store, which also means that we can also already create the surroundings for the TCA architecture. So I will just add the reducer already. And also the store. Now, as we already have some of them, we can just copy and paste. Copy from the timer feature reducers. So there we go. Just rename everything that's called timer. I just want to Oh, this is not case sensitive. Then we're going to use do it differently. Let's rename everything that's timer state. Okay, this is not really cool. Maybe we can just use the for search and replace. Monsieur B, quick poll for other streamers here: Stream Element or Nightbot? I'm using Stream Element, as you can see, and Nightbot, like I'm new to streaming and I can't really give you any comparison because Nightbot, I just checked out the website. I just started using it and then saw that it basically is a replacement for Stream Elements, which I'm already using. And then I just said, okay, then I'm just going to stick with Stream Elements for now. But I can't give you a comparison. I just started with Stream Elements because I think that's the thing that I just first found. So if you really want to have an answer, Stream Elements for me for now, but I don't really know what Nightbot can do, so maybe it has some advantages as well. Okay, renaming this to, I think I want to replace everything that's uppercase timer, and I want it to be case sensitive with, in this case, reflection. Replace all, and everything that's small with small reflection. Replace all. Do the same thing with the store. Let's copy this over. Replace small timer with small reflection and large timer or uppercase timer with uppercase reflection. Just to get started, we'll clean this up. Okay, and now let's clean this up. Nightbot was a lot of overhead, and since my widgets are with Stream Elements, it makes sense for it all to be in one. That's some feedback there, Big B, or Monsieur B, sorry. Okay, so this looks nice. Reflection ID, we don't need this. We don't have any actions yet, so let's make this empty as well. We'll implement it later once we have some actions. Let's just return none for now. Debug action, we don't need that double, so I'm not sure why I've added it here as well, where we have it already on the App Store entry reducer here. So it's here, and this should be doing it for all. You can call me Jeremy. Okay, sure. Jeremy. Or is it like more in French, like Jérémy or something like that? Feel free to correct me. Probably gonna do the same. So you're using Nightbot right now? Is that what you're asking? Doesn't matter at all. So Jérémy or Jeremy is the same? Well, how do your parents call you? Or used to call you? Action state. Yes, I'm using Nightbot, but I'm missing a good timer. I see. I actually figured like I was searching for a timer, and that's where I found Nightbot. So I thought that Nightbot is the timer feature, but then I found out that Stream Elements also has a timer, and then I just stick with that. Okay, we don't have any contents here yet. The initializer, we can work on all this basically later, and the cases and this also we don't need, so the cases we will add later. Here's our basically our skeleton for a new TCA structure, and now let's try to show it from within the view here. So we're going to add to the reducer, to the store first, a reflection state. So whenever we want to show reflection, we also have its state. And then we want to add the action for all reflection actions, so we can act on them and we can forward them. Reflection action. I'm native French, so that's the French way for them. Living abroad, I'm used to the English way now. Okay, so you're used to being called Jeremy now, but it was Jérémy. Yeah, I had some French years of lessons in school, so I kind of know how to do the dialect or the speaking. So I'm guessing Jérémy is right there then. What part of France are you from? I used to live in Toulouse for 2 years. Loved it. Toulouse, is that southern France? Or is it like on the coast? I don't quite know the geographics there. Grew up in the center Le Berry, but lived in Paris for almost 20 years after that. I have a friend from Toulouse. Yes, southwest, yeah. Southern France is definitely a very nice place where also many Germans like to go for vacation. Okay, so we have to now connect the app entry point reducer to our new reflection reducer. I'm going to use it, do it exactly the same like with the timer reducer. Let's just copy that. So we have the reflection reducer. And I have to import reflection. So we can already see that our app entry point actually depends on our new feature. So let's add it actually here to make it clear. I can import a reflection feature here. It's 7 but not at the coast, okay. 2 hours to the ocean both ways. Oh, that's also cool. So you can decide which ocean you want to go to. I moved in Amsterdam in the Netherlands 6 years ago. Amsterdam is so nice. True, I like a lot there too. A lot here. Ah, Holger Krupp, okay. So I was mixing people up. So Holger Krupp is also in Amsterdam. Well, Amsterdam, I heard only positive things actually. So me and my wife, we thought about going there on a vacation. And yeah, you see with our Corona, it was like tough time to go on vacation, but Amsterdam is definitely a place we want to go. I mean, we do have relatives in Netherlands, so I've been there, but I'm not in Amsterdam. So looking forward to going there at some point as well. And I also have, I know multiple people now who have actually been working in Amsterdam, so it seems to be a very popular place. Reflection reducer, app entry point. This is the, makes sense, but we want to call it reflection state this time and reflection action. We still have the same app environment. So reflection reducer, store and view. I think they are all called now. Now we can go to the view. Just say here it's the reflection state. And it's a reflection action. I guess it needs this action in here. Let's try building the, let's actually build the entire app. iOS app. See if that works. Actually, no action needed here. Oh, wait. Different error. Cannot convert value of reflection action to app entry point action. Expected argument timer action. Where is the timer action? Ah, yeah, we have the timer in it. Reflection view in it. Import reflection feature. Cannot find reflection view. We call it differently. Ah, yeah, we have to make it public. Okay, true. I like a lot here. Coast. I'm not in Amsterdam, only went here for vacation. Oh, I see. Okay. So have a nice vacation then. Or did you mean like you went on vacation in the past? TwitchCon in July is Amsterdam. Hopefully you're all welcome to come. TwitchCon. Okay, I didn't know there's something like that. In July, I will keep that in mind. That sounds like a nice thing. Like a nice place also to meet other Twitch streamers. Make the view public. I think we have to make everything public, but these are already public. Nice. Now it's saying that there is no store. Yeah, our view was not copied, so let's copy that as well from the timer view. Let's actually copy also the init method. Need that as well. So a lot of copy work when a new feature is created. And I will probably write some some kind of command with a script or something like that that just creates this thing for me. I have done it actually for other projects, but for now we haven't done this too often. So let's go through it a few times manually first. And again, I want to replace, oops, how did I get there? I want to replace these four with reflection. Let's try again. Or actually, let's go with view store. And let's just move this up. I went some years ago. Now I'm at home in Buxtehude and need to leave to join my meeting. Oh, no worries. So have a nice meeting then. I'm waiting for official announcement and we'll probably start to do some bars or restaurant reservation in advance for organizing some meetup. That sounds really nice. So as someone living there, it's actually, of course you have like an advantage there. You probably also know great places to go. And I'm also actually very optimistic that this year, the summer, is going to be quite free in terms of moving. I have to tell you also that we're planning with my wife to actually go on a language travel for multiple months. And if like countries are opening up, and in our case, if Japan is opening up, we're going to go there first. So I'm not sure if I will be then here in July to join you on a TwitchCon, but if I am, I will definitely make sure to consider going there. Okay. So we have 4 minutes left on our timer. Let's see how far we can come in the next few minutes. With view store, also I wanted to change the setting here. I thought last time the break duration of 2 minutes was not enough. Let's make it 3 minutes. Okay. Where we were at, this is missing the store now too. Let's go and copy that as well. We have the preview here. We're creating a store like this. Let's actually copy the whole thing with a debug. Let's just rename. I think that's called timer. Just call it reflection. We don't need that. Yeah, that's really a lot of handwork here. Lucky you, I'm traveled there 7 years ago and craving to stay for multiple months in this country. You mean Japan? So you've been to Japan already? I mean, you're mentioning that you're an otaku, right? So I guess that you've been there already. But there are also a lot of otakus who have never been to Japan, so I can imagine both. Yes, I'm a big fan of Japanese culture too. That's nice. So we have another thing in common there. Japan is just amazing. And the people there are amazing too. Reference to self-built store missing here. I build again. No exact matches. With him. Did I mistype something? Or did we just forget to import composable architecture? No, we are doing that. No exact matches to initializer. With view store, self.store. And it's a store of timer state, timer action. Reflection state, reflection action, store. What's your problem? Do we have another problem? Elsewhere? No, this is the only problem. With view store, but this should work. So this is a view. This is from composable architecture. Got the store we're passing to. And we're getting the view store back. No exact matching call to initializer. Let's try the initializers here. We have an initializer that accepts store and content. But this looks exactly like what we're doing. Store is also correct. Getting passed on here. what's the problem? I don't quite get it. Can I build like the timer or reflection feature just by itself? No, it also fails. Did I forget to import composable architecture maybe? To the feature? Yeah, I forgot that. So that's the madness that we have when we use this modularization. We have to import everything, and we can have this problem. So let's actually write it down as a blocker. So whenever something, or basically Xcode doesn't provide proper feedback, or when packages are missing in package.swift to be imported into the current package when applying the package modularization. So there could be a nicer way to do this, and I'm actually also looking forward to finding a fix myself, but first we're going into a small break here, and I'll be back in 3 minutes, so see you there. Okay, back 2 seconds too late. That shouldn't be a problem. Let's continue. So we just documented the problem we had with the importings, but I hope that this is going to be fixed now with the reflection view here. Let's build again. Now we have another error too, another error, 2 errors. Did we import it wrong? Composable architecture into reflection feature. Looks good to me. This is really weird. Let me clean build. Clean. Cleaning. There we go. Let's build the entire app. No exact matches in call to initialize. Let's just use hello world. Let's just use an actual text here. Maybe that's the issue. Candidate requires that reflection state conform to equatable. There we go. Now we have some hint there. Reflection state doesn't conform to equatable, which we can fix, making it equatable. Now it should build. Such a weird error. Another issue. Question not allowed on the top level. We forgot the dot here. Or actually, I think we have to call combine here. I think there is actually a reducer.combine feature, which gets a list of reducers, and we can just use that then, which is I think more readable. So make it like this and add a comma. Make it like this, add a comma, and we can pass our reducer here down to here. Much. No, looks all right, except for it's until here. There we go, and then at the end we just say debug actions. I guess we have to indent it. Do we? No, really. I think we can unindent this here as well. Let's run again. Okay, macOS app is running, it's building, and this happens, this works. Now the question is, we want to see also our reflection state, so we're just going to, for this development stage, because our SwiftUI preview is not working, we're going to just provide a state here right away. So when we open this and we get into did appear, this is our did appear. We're just going to add a state dot reflection state, and we're just going to initialize it with an empty thing here, and also add the warning showing reflection state at all times for debugging purposes. And it's saying that the reflection state is internal, and actually this is type internal reflection. Yeah, the initializer is internal of the state, so let's make it public. Let's build again, running. Let's run it and let's now see. So there we go. This doesn't look nice though. So we have the hello world here and this is here. Maybe we want to show it elsewhere. And I think the easy way to do this, I'm just going to use a HStack instead of a VStack. And I'm just going to add a separator here. What was it called? The not spacer, not separator. It's what was the view called again? SwiftUI separator view. Divider. It's divider. So, let's run this. Yeah, still not looking nice, and I want to basically make sure that this is centered vertically here. So let's just do that as well. For that, I just create spaces here. And for spacers, I like to always create space around spacers. And let's also do it like that. Run again. And there we go. So this is now this part, and this is now the reflection part that we have. And we can now work on the reflection part separately. So let's actually use some of these new channel features we have, and I think a fitting one right now, this one. So we have reached something here, and I think it's also worth already committing. So we have now just created an empty reflection reducer with an empty view that doesn't really do anything. But we have connected everything together properly with a timer reducer, etc. So worth committing. So create new stopped because we haven't actually implemented. We have just outlined how it could look like. Stopped reflection feature using TCA architecture. And our Swift format pre-commit hook is running and reformatting things, re-indenting things, and I'm just going to accept it. And also it likes to indent comments, so anytime you out comment something it's indenting, which is also fine, and it's removing an empty line there. Let's just amend it to our last commit. Now we can push it, and let's get back to the view and let's get something implemented. So we have 17 minutes left in the session, and this is also the last session of this stream. So let's see how much we can get done here. So what we can do in a few minutes with SwiftUI. Okay, let's get back to our feature set. And what we want to have is 4 sections. I'm going to go here. So we have 4 sections: progress, problems, learnings, and next steps. 4 sections which are probably looking quite the same, so we can actually extract some view here from here. And I'm going to start with a private let's go for private computer property, or let's make it a func, then it's we can pass arguments into it. And I'm just going to create that reusable view, and that view is basically about entering like a list of entries or something. Entry list view. I don't know. We don't know what it looks like yet, and I'm going to extract it though. Now we just call into entry list view in here. need to provide some answer here. And I want to pass into it also the view store. Actually, maybe we just use the rule of freeze, and we just extract the reusable part once we have actually reusable parts. So let's actually get started right away with some text entry. I want to create a section because we're going to have multiple sections. So let's already create 4 sections. And each section I want to have like a title. So let's start with, I'm not sure if this works without a list. Well, let's see what will happen if I just add a text here. I think a section always has to be inside a list, right? Container view that you can use to add hierarchy to a certain collection view. Use section instances in views like list, picker, and form. Do we want to create a form? A list? Let's start with a form. I think a form is not that bad of an idea. Let's just move this into the form. Cool. Now we want to have some kind of title, so we're just calling this, let's go back, progress or summary. Actually, we could also just translate this right away. I'll use touch. And we're using, what style are we using? I don't remember. So we're using lowercase and snake case. Let's go with reflection dot. This is the summary section dot title. And we just provide a German translation. Summary slash progress. Summary. And same for English. And we just say progress summary. No comment provided. Let's do the same for all sections. So this section is about problems or blockers. German is Probleme. It's blockers in German. Let's look it up. Blocker. It's also blocker. Yes, let's just keep with blocker. Or blockier. I'm not sure. I can change that later. Then we have also, that's not the summary. It's the problem section now. Progress section, I guess. We have learnings or ideas. Learning section. Learnings, ideas. Also learning German and 19. And last but not least, we have next steps or continue here. Next steps section. Steps. Continue here. Make this title case like that. Now, if I had the build script of Body Crush, I could just say build and then it would replace this code, but we don't have it, so we have to, because of Swift package stuff, so we have to run it here, calling it the Body Crush update. Should work though. So there we go. We have the translations, and let's see if that builds. It doesn't, because we have to import resources, but we are importing resources. There's no member reflection. Oh yeah, we have to run SwiftGen as well. Please forget that. SwiftGen. Now it's true. There we go. Let's see what this looks like. So now we have just 4 texts here. Doesn't really look, I'm not sure why it's not doing any padding or something like that in different sections. but also it doesn't look very tightly, so let's give it a font. And let's just use the default title that the system has. System titles, size, and everywhere. You can already see we're repeating stuff here, so we might want to extract this out later. And let's run the app. Now it's looking bigger. Now we want to also add more. We don't want to center it first, so let's actually remove that centering for this part. We added it in the app entry point view. Let's remove these spacers. And maybe also the spacer here doesn't really belong to where we use the view. Instead, it belongs into the timer view itself. So let's move it there instead. Although I'm not sure. Yeah, let's do it. So, although yeah, I think this is already centered in this view. So I think spacer here makes sense. Let's keep it there. And let's go back to the reflection view, and it should no longer be centered. Works. We could give it some width and things, but we can work on that later. Instead, I want to actually have some text entry and text field. So go for a 10 minutes left exactly. Text field, and connect that text field to a text binding, but we don't really want to have a text field because we want to have a list of things. Welcome back, Dragon Dust. How are you doing? Is your were you also in a meeting? I don't remember. There were a lot of people who were in meetings in the stream, and they came back from there. Okay, I want to create a text field. Let's see also if the preview now works. No, still not working. Even if I go to reflection feature, sometimes it actually does work. Let's review. That would be amazing to just see live the changes that we have. The power of SwiftUI, so let's try to use it. Fingers crossed. Nope, doesn't work. Maybe when I have an iPhone as a target. Right then. Better luck there, maybe. Maybe the macOS target always has more problems than the iOS target. It's crossed. You can do it, come on. Kind of, normally I do a stream at work, but today I only did the moderator role in the stream, that's why I had to leave. Ah, okay, I see. So you're streaming during work even, so this is like an official job or part of your job to stream? What kind of job is that? Sounds really interesting. Okay, SwiftUI preview not working, we're going to skip that then. So I have a text field and I'm just going to place small part, yes. Nice. I always confuse the title of the text field with the placeholder. I never know what this title is, so let's just go for title here without localizing. In the text binding, we need to store the text in the state, and obviously we need that. You have a little team now and stream different topics. Okay, so you're like developer and you're streaming topics on development, or are you a gamer? Let me check your channel, Dragon Dust. You are developing, right? 53 followers. Wow, you've just become also above the affiliate. I think we do have the same amount of followers right now. So that's interesting. iOS projects, nice. Yeah, cool. What was your last stream about? What was the topic there? Okay, we want to store the different, and that's like the connecting the state to the binding here. We want to store the text that user enters, and it's going to be the progress text basically. And I'm going to start with just one text field. and we will iterate over time to have like a list, really a list feature. But for now, I'm just going to add one text field where you can add maybe multiple lines, and I'm just going to parse those lines and create multiple lines from these. So just one text field needed for now. And progress is the name. Let's just call it progress input. I followed you with the work account at the beginning of the stream, so you can check it out if you want later. Ah, I see, okay. I will make sure to check it out. Is it like the Boon account? Progress input, then we have also problems, learnings, and next steps. Problems, input, learnings, input, next steps, input. We could also just call it like next steps. Next steps, just next steps. Let's just go with these. No, it's Arkansas. Ah, okay, Arkansas, I see. Great. To know that, then we have these fields, and when we create them, so let's say we're creating the state for the first time, we could either assign that it's empty, but we are also going to, are we going to open this string with already entered data? Probably yes. So when we load, like when we are in the middle of a session and we're loading it from core data, we might want to assign some values already. So let's actually generate the member-wise initializer here. Oh. Just move it down that way. I normally stream iOS or iOS related stuff. Cool, then we do have a similar topic here. And as always, at the end of the stream, I'm trying to look always for people, streamers who are online, streaming iOS stuff, so I can rate them. Didn't find anyone yet though, until now. But enough with advertisements. Sorry, what are you doing at the moment? I'm working on the reflection screen, so I'm trying to, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Megan. That's the project, and I'm working on the reflection mentioned in that list. This needs to stay public. And yeah, now we have these fields. We need to provide a binding here, and for the binding we do have in ViewStore binding color, so we can actually connect this view with SwiftUI and will all automatically update. Let's get this connected, and I think there is also even a shortcut for this, but I'm going to start with this one, and maybe we can refactor to the even shorter version, because I haven't used the shorter version yet. So here we're getting the reflect state and turning into local state. Basically we want to get the current value, and the current value is always the state dot, in this case it's progress basically, and the sender. So when we want to change the value, and that's the thing that we're missing right now, we have to provide an action. Let's go here and add an action, and let's just call it set progress, and then we can provide just the progress here. I think we can just say string here. We're going to need this for all the other ones as well, so let's that too. Let's make it large uppercase. Next steps. There we go. And now we can basically say that I think this is even something where local state into reflection action. So we definitely want to return reflection action dot set progress, and in this case just going to pass on the name of this. I think this, or with the backslash or something like that, should work. And this actually works. And we also use like /progress, \progress. Okay, it's not building. It's not building because we need, okay, this is the initializer. This is just a preview though, and for the preview I could create another mock. So like we've done already, I go search for mocked. We have created like an extension on the, where is it? Without dot of course. So we have created an extension on the focus timer, for example, so we have a mocked one of that and also of the app environment. And I'd like to do the same thing for our new state, which is the reflection. Oop, my background is getting funky. That's weird sometimes happening. Has the lighting changed in some way? I think it's the Logitech camera also doing weird things sometimes. Still, oh god, it's getting even worse. Anyways, this is time up anyway, so let's try to summarize the stream, and let me also try to save what I was trying to do here. And I wanted to create the mocks to get this building again. Yeah, I basically started connecting. So we have 3 places we have to fix. First, we have to fix the issue here. I'm not going to fix it now. Instead, what I like to do is I just create a warning and say continue here with create a mock for the reflection store. And that's also something we can write as a summary. Do you see a green screen? I've been thinking about getting one. Do you use a green screen? Yeah, I'm using a green screen. So that in the background that you can see that's currently not working properly is a green screen. And I'm using one from Elgato, I think. So I just bought an Elgato green screen. Let's write down what we want to continue though. So we want to make sure that we create a mock for the reflection store. This is the one place. Then I was working on the reflection view. So this is not complete yet. Now let's create a warning here. Continue here too. And connect the text field to the store. And basically we want to add text fields like this here too. Create text field like above. Here, don't know why it's always indenting it down. I don't like that. And same here. So that's like the current state. I'm not going to commit that. Instead, I'm going to just stage everything that they have. So next time, if I do any changes or something like that, I can still see those things that I have changed. But nothing here is complete, so ready to be actually committed. I could commit, but I would have to also amend the commit and stuff like that. So I'm risking that I might lose this data in case my MacBook gets broken in the meantime. Actually, let's commit. Come on. Okay, let's not risk it. Or let's risk it anyways. Changing my mind every minute. That's that. So let's see, what learnings did we have today? And what else did we do? So we start reflection screen UI with simple form with sections and text fields. And learning is definitely that would be great, or idea, and an app for managing the package.swift file. And hinting at importing issues would be great. Gotta go to a meeting. Great stream. Loved the review at the beginning. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for joining in and have a nice meeting. So see you around. I will make sure to join your streams as well. And somehow my green screen is getting crazy. Let me try to fix it. Okay, my green screen is not really working today. I'll work on that as well. So another problem. Green screen not working properly. Logitech camera changing colors. I don't know what the issue was, maybe a lighting, but we'll continue here and we will add connected text field. This is where we will continue to, as a reminder for next time. And that's that for my stream for today. So thank you everyone who has joined in, and as a reminder, please, if you haven't followed me yet, please make sure to follow. I also have a YouTube channel, so let me write YouTube here. See you, Jeremy, thank you for joining in. And please make sure, if you don't follow me also on YouTube, you can check out all my videos on YouTube as well. I upload them there, and if you're watching this from YouTube, you already know. And yeah, next time we will continue with the focus timer, and we do have another app review for next week already as well. So next week on Wednesday is going to be the next app review. I also have another app review for Friday. I don't have app reviews for the week after yet, so still looking for people who might be interested in the app review for other streams. I will also make sure for the app review today that I create a certificate to share it later in Twitter. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure to do that as well so you can see the certificate. Other than that, thank you very much. And I'm seeing held a message for see you. No, see you is fine. So happy weekend. Thank you everyone who joined in. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend, especially. Take some time for yourself and just chill, and we'll see each other next time. Thank you for joining and see you. Bye.